It's a hockey stream on episode 276 of the VIG Lounge, where the Pittsburgh Penguins wrap up their season against who else but the Washington Capitals. Longtime rivals, of course. What a great way to end the season. Although I do wish Pittsburgh had some playoff hockey this year. There's always next year. And you know what? If they can go out with a win against the best team in the NHL in the East, in Washington, IRL, that would be fantastic. Before we get into the nitty-gritty of the game, though, I just want to take a moment and wish a speedy recovery for Chris Letang, who underwent a closure of a PFO, which is, a relatively safe and minor procedure for cardiac, but I mean, you are closing a hole in someone's heart, so you just never know. The surgery was successful, so I do want to wish Chris Letang a speedy recovery, and I hope he comes back, to have a great quality of life with his family, first and foremost, and secondly, can have a great season as he enters the twilight, of course, of his career as a Penguin. So, Chris Letang, this is one Penguins fan, as I'm sure of many others, that is thinking about you right now and wishing you all the best in your recovery from the PFO closure. Now, on to the game itself. Will the Penguins be able to put one over on their division rivals, or will the Capitals be soaring above them as the Eagle, which is the actually only flightless bird between the two? There's only one way to find out. Before we do that, please remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. With all the housekeeping items out of the way, let's jump right in. It's Crosby, it's Ovechkin here at PPG. What more can you ask for? Strome and Crosby to meet at center, and we're underway as the Penguins win the opening draw. This, of course, is a grudge match, rightly so. Shot by Rust, who is one of the featured players here. Strome now to Mangiapane. Picked off by Letang. Carried in again by Rust, but then he gets bumped. And John Carlson. Shot score! Wave your magic wand! The Wizard of Cross gets the Penguins an early 1-0 lead! Right past Charlie Lindgren. Crosby now up to 63 goals this campaign. Crosby wins another draw. This time they go up the left side to Raquel. Raquel dances his way in and turned aside by Lindgren. Out now to Joseph. Now to Letang. He'll let it go. Off the pad. Now Ovechkin. Walked a little bit by Crosby. And the shot's blocked. Letang fires. That shot's blocked as well by Carlson. And it is Ovechkin. Fed across to Strome, and that's turned aside. To Mangiapane, and that's turned aside. Great save. As Nedeljkovic gets his last start. Draw one this time by Washington in the offensive zone. Puck picked off by Malkin. Tomasino flies in, and there's another save for Lindgren. As we're nearly 5 minutes into the first period, Pittsburgh's got a 1-0 lead, now shooting Washington 5-1. I will give them credit, though. That one shot they had was a doozy. Matt Roy, which I want to say Waugh, to Dubois. Lost it. Fed across now to Carlson. Up the right wing side to Malkin. Malkin stops up in the circle. Lets a shot go! And Lindgren holds on. Big hit on TJ Oshie, who I don't think is playing in real life for Washington. I think he's on IR, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. I mean, I'll find out if he's in the lineup tonight, obviously, but I just feel like I haven't heard his name all year. Blake Lizotte carries in now in this third line. McGroarty trying to get himself situated in front of the net, but the Penguins lost the puck. Carried in now by Pierre-Luc Dubois, who surprisingly is doing quite well apparently in Washington. Even though you wonder how he's going to go maybe 3-4 years down the line, if maybe he'll want to go to another team, I don't know. McGroarty in the right wing circle, he'll let a shot go, and Lindgren is forced to cover up once again with 11:25 to go here in the first. Connor Dewar lost that draw. Looks like Washington is heavily outdrawing the Penguins right now, aside from the opening draws, or at least the draws with Crosby, it feels like. Now Nola Chari carries in. He's in a right wing circle position. Shot, and another save by Lindgren, who will cover up. Connor Timmins took the shoulder and looks to be none the worse for wear. And another draw won by Washington. Kolya Chodok with a hip check. Off the boards, now to Connor Timmins. Up the right wing side to Danton Heinen. Heinen drifts into the circle. He'll fire, and Lindgren covers once again. 9:03 remaining. Sidney Crosby wins the draw. Back to Joseph. Down to Letang. Crosby looking for his second. And McMichael to Carlson. To Protas. Now from Rust to Joseph for Pittsburgh. Carried in now by Sidney Crosby. Crosby flung one. And Lindgren forced to make another save, as the Penguins appear to be coming in waves. .7:24 remaining. Oh, look at this. Washington with a great chance. Puck kind of dribbles onto the Penguins' net, though. So that was something that turned into nothing quite quickly. Brian Rust. He'll get a shot away, and Lindgren forced to make a save down low. Wonder if Rust could have elevated it. Maybe that would have went by, but it is what it is. Brandon Duhaime gets bumped. Looks like there's a helmet on the ground. I think it might be one of the, or on the ice, I should say, on the ground. Jeez. On the ice, I should say. That is looking to be one of the Penguins. I'm just not sure whose that is. Ponomarov with a shot, looking for his first goal of this campaign, and a first goal as a Penguin. One-time drive score! Shea Beer! 2-0 Pittsburgh! Courtesy of Ryan Shea. And that is clearly not Spencer Carberry. I have no idea who that is. Guy's not happy, whoever he is. Now Rust. Oh, Tomasino. I thought it was going to be Rust because of the grudge match logo, but not the luck. Look at that. Malkin trying to drive, or shoot it past, I should say. Tomasino had a great chance as well. Up now the left wing side to McGroarty. McGroarty sends it in. All the way around, trying to get the shot away, but lost the puck. And Letang with a bump. Or sorry, Carlson with a bump, excuse me. Kevin Hayes breaks in. Shot save made by Lindgren. And Alex Nedeljkovic makes one last save as we enter the first intermission. Let's take a look at the stats after one period of play. Pittsburgh out shooting Washington 15-4. First they lead 2-0. Hits 15-8 in favor of the Penguins. And the faceoff's actually a little closer than I thought, but still nearly double from Washington to Pittsburgh, 7-4. Now, I know this is not going to last the whole game, but man, it's nice to see that my passing percentage is higher right now, 89.7 to the 82.9. All right, 20 minutes down, 40 minutes to go. Let's see what happens here in period number 2. The Penguins look to continue putting on against their heated rival in Washington. Brian Rust. Got it across now to Raquel. Raquel drifts into the circle, and Lindgren forced to hang on. As a little over a minute has come off the clock. Crosby. Wins it back to Joseph. Joseph trying to snake his way through, and he nearly succeeded. He got a shot off, but Lindgren was warm to that task. Crosby wins it to Letang. That shot's blocked. Now some battling for it along the wall. Rust out in front. Save made by Lindgren. 17:23 remaining. As Pittsburgh looks to continue this offensive assault here in the Capitals zone. This time the Capitals win the draw. Crosby bumps Carlson. Chychrun to Carlson. Now Ovechkin. And a bump along the wall on Mangiapane. Penguins come away with it in the form of Rickard Rakell, who's on his natural side, and then he lost the puck. Out to the blue line, and Shea, who's done an admirable job in the absence of Matt Grzelcyk, trying to get another shot on goal there, but he just ran out of room. Now Mangiapane. Up the right wing side now to Malkin and battling with Firavari. Firavari finds TJ Oshie, who dumps it in. Battle for it along the wall. Shea wins that battle and is determined to hang on to the puck. Now to Malkin, who's in the clear! Save made by Lindgren. Pad save out in front, off of Ponomarov. Back to the blue line for Connor Timmins. Timmins drifts in! Lindgren makes the save. Didn't know where the puck was, as it was behind him. As we take a look there at Alex Nedeljkovic and Charlie Lindgren, the goaltending matchup for today. Draw one this time by Lizotte in the offensive zone. Lizotte covering the point now. Connor Timmins drifts in again, and Lindgren has been outstanding with catching those shots from Connor Timmins. He's had two very good chances here in the second, and Lindgren has been able to shut them both down. Timmins again, but Lindgren has the answer, so the third time is not the charm. As we are approaching the halfway point of this period and halfway point of the game, with 32 seconds remaining until that occurs. This time Washington wins the draw. Back to Sandin. Now to Radish. Trying to spring Lizotte and does. Lizotte will fire, he puts it wide. Nice attempt though. Back to the blue line. Brandon Duhaime got a shot away while falling down. Bit of a risky pass there to Joseph, but it paid off. Connor Dewar had the puck and lost it. Puck kind of goes to no man's land. And then collected by Chris Letang. Trying to get a pass through, but that got picked off. Radish trying to make something happen, but it wouldn't work. Heinen sends it in. Collected by Letang, who cuts to the front and got a great opportunity. Then he hit one off the post. 6:12 remaining in the middle period. Washington stuck on 4 shots. Pittsburgh up to 27. Now the top line is out here for Pittsburgh. Crosby wins that draw. Gets it to Carlson. Carlson with a bit of a pirouette, and now Lindgren forced to make another save. That glove's been working quite well for the Capos netminder, I must say. This time Washington wins the draw. Can't really do anything with it, though. Ovechkin battling for it along the wall for Washington. Gets out to Mangiapane. Sent into the Pittsburgh zone. Long drive, deflected away by Nedeljkovic. Ryan Shea got it to Crosby, but it looks like there's a delayed penalty to Washington. And off the save from Lindgren, Jacob Chychrun is the guilty party for the Caps. Yeah, you can't be doing that. I get, it's heated in the moment, but can't be using your stick that way, Mr. Chychrun. Drive score! Big tipper! Sidney Crosby tips it in front, and the Wizard of Cross waves his magic wand a second time and has 2 goals on the game thus far. 3-0 Pittsburgh. And that was a quick snap around of the puck and taking advantage of the extra man. Sidney Crosby carries it in, looking for the hat trick. He nearly got it. Lindgren forced to cover up. Puck got out. TJ Oshie along the wall. Picked off by Raquel, then the Capitals get it back. Crosby behind the net, then to Rust. Nice pass up to Raquel. Cuts in front, save made by Lindgren. As we're now getting to the final minute of the second period. Tomasino, a drive! Kicked out by Lindgren. We'll take a look at the stats after 2 periods of play. Pittsburgh leads 3-0 after 2, outshooting Washington 33-5. Hits 32-19 in favor of the Penguins. And look at that. 90% passing to 84.7. Way to go, boys. And we're winning the face-off 12-11. One penalty on the board to Washington, and a power play goal by who else? The captain, Sidney Crosby. Sidney Crosby to go 1-for-1 on the man advantage. Excuse me for the bit of the throat tickle there. 40 minutes down, 20 minutes up. Let's see what happens in period number 3. It is a great day for hockey, baby. Rest easy, Mike Lang. Draw one by Crosby. Got it to Rust. Rust with a shot, and Lindgren forced to cover up early. That time Washington wins the draw. Back to Chychrun. Guilty party. Kept in by Joseph. What a play! Saved by Lindgren down low. As a little over a minute has drained off the clock here in the third. Crosby wins that, draw on his backhand to Joseph. Shot blocked by Mangiapane. He now has the puck for Washington. Got it to Ovechkin. Kept out of the Great Eight's hands. Now, drive by Rust. Lindgren holds on once again. 36-5 now are the shots on goal in favor of the Penguins. Crosby wins the draw again. Back to Joseph. The hattrick for the captain! We're in 87 heaven as the Wizard of Bronze goes the double tip and gives the Penguins a 4-0 lead. Just knocks the puck down to get it past Lindgren. And that coach, again, whoever he is, because from what I remember, Spencer Carbery's bald, so it's clearly not him. But he doesn't know whether to cry or wind his watch, in the words of the immortal Mike Lang. And Sidney Crosby, 65 goals in this campaign. My goodness, shot by Letang. As we now see Logan Thompson has entered the chat. Crosby won it. Carlson a drive. That's blocked. Now Oshie to Milano. Puck popped out in front to Carlson. Up the right wing side now to Rust. He got around Fioravari. Shot, and Crosby was there for the rebound, but Thompson covers. Little under 5 minutes gone here in the third. Pittsburgh again has extended their lead to 4, courtesy of the Sidney Crosby hat trick. Now Evgeny Malkin looks to win the draw and does. Gets it back to Shea, and that's turned aside. Well, covered actually by Thompson. As a little less time is on the clock now, as there's a lot of whistles due to Capitals goaltenders catching the puck. Malkin wins the draw, then point to Carlson. Another save by Thompson. This time he'll decide to play it to Roy, and then Oshie. Up the left wing side now to Malkin. Malkin drifts into the circle, lets a shot go, goes off a teammate. And it looks like Pittsburgh's going to get a power play out of this. I'm not really sure what happened there, but this coach, whoever he is, wants an explanation as well. He almost looks like Ted Nolan, I think. I'm really not sure. Oh, is that holding? Oh, boy. Cross check. All right. Dumped in. Fed up now by Joseph. Out of Crosby. A Cox trying to put it through, and they couldn't get it to go for Raquel, who had a great opportunity there. But what a great showing by the Penguins here on Fan Appreciation Night. And the Capitals win that draw in the defensive zone. Drops back to Letang. Goes Joseph. Now Letang elects to carry it in himself, but he lost the puck to Chychrun. Now Protas. Kevin Hayes trying to get it to Crosby, and then he lost it. This power play obviously is a little less eventful than the previous one. Still a little bit of time on it though, so who knows, something can happen here on this rush. Carried in by EK65. Drive saved by Thompson. 25 seconds to go on the power play. And a little over 12 minutes remaining here in the third. Draw one. Oh, carried in offside by Ryan Shea. So this is a bit more of a disjointed power play effort by the Penguins. Losing draws certainly doesn't help. Getting the puck back does, though. Rust into the zone, carries it around, shot in front, turned aside by Thompson. And the power play is over for Pittsburgh. Yeah, not much to talk about for that one. Nice save, Nedeljkovic, with 11:04 remaining here in the third. As Washington still looks to try to get to double digits in shots. Pittsburgh's been doing a really good job at staying out of the defensive zone. I say that as a long drive is put on Nedeljkovic. Joseph's going to send it right back into the Washington zone, though. Oh, that would have been a very nice goal had that paid off the way we were hoping. Strome in, and a save by Nedeljkovic. Congratulations to the Capitals. They're up to 10 shots on goal. And there's a Let's Go Caps chant to these fickle EA fans. Letang with a drop. It's in! That's how you do it! What a goal by Connor! 5-0 as the Penguins lead it by a fistful. Crosby wins the draw. It's a fistful of rubber, baby. Connor Timmins with a hit on Ovechkin. Puck dumped in. Oh, that was a big hit as well. Got across. Up the gut. Now up the right wing side to Kolyachonok. Kolyachonok now to Rust. Kolyachonok a drive. That's turned aside. Puck dumped in. Now Raquel. That puck goes all the way down. Oh, it's just a really odd play. Got the pass to McGroarty. McGroarty then lost the puck, got it back, and then lost it again. Now he hangs on to it. He'll fire. Pad save by Thompson. Across now to Carlson. Up again to McGroarty. Cuts to the front. Save made by Thompson. Kevin Hayes Lost it. Now Blake Lizotte. He'll get a shot away, and Thompson swallows it. With 1:28 to go, as Pittsburgh looks to send their home fans, or their fans home happy. I always mess that up. I should have stopped saying it. Carlson, a drive, turned aside by Thompson. Send their fans home happy with this performance against Washington. Malkin scores! Gino Machino cashes in at the casino, and he's one goal behind Sid. Just did a little skate around the net, stopped up, and put it past Thompson. And that coach is not a happy camper. Phil Tomasino a drop. Pops out in front, off the pad. One-timer that went wide. Malkin drifts to the front of the net. Oh, Tom Wilson in alone, and he scores. Well, the shutout bid's broken. But it's all for naught anyway. Nice goal by Tom. I'll give him that. .6 seconds remaining. Bonamara drifts to the net. He's looking for his first. Still can't get it, though. And the Penguins are going to have a lot to celebrate with a huge win over their vaunted rivals in the Washington Capitals. Final score, Washington 1, Pittsburgh 6. Take a look at the rest of the stats before we wrap things up. Shots on goal 52-11 in favor of the Penguins. Hits 48-30, favoring Pittsburgh. I knew we couldn't hold the passing percentage, but you know what? It was close in the end. So, all in all, that was good. And of course, the face-off wins actually slight edge to Pittsburgh, 21-19. And of course, Penguins 1 for 2 on the power play. Washington had yet to receive a power play in that game. But I want to thank everybody for following me through this regular season playthrough with the Pittsburgh Penguins. I know for the real Penguins, this is a year to, mostly forget, with the exception of Sidney Crosby's record-breaking season. And Malkin reaching some milestones as well as Erik Karlsson getting his 200th goal as a Penguin, so that was nice. 200th career goal as a Penguin, I should say. But, there are some bright spots. I'm definitely looking forward to the Penguins' younger talent. Curious to see how the draft plays out. So if you're a Pens fan, there is some light at the end of the tunnel. And again, thank you all for tuning in. I have been the Visually Impaired Gamer 1987. Until next time, I bid you adieu. Have a terrific Thursday, everybody.